God's plans are never what we expect. So for me to go from playing basketball for my entire life and wanting to eventually become a pro basketball player to now owning and operating a global, worldwide six-figure brand that's impacting millions of people across the globe, you can't make this stuff up. What's up, y'all? My name is Eddie Scott, aka Sayless Ed, and today I'm gonna give y'all my quick story of how I went from basketball player to six-figure CEO. I started playing basketball when I was only 3 years old. And at that age, I don't even really know how you're actually playing basketball. They would lower the hoops for us and we would just be out there. I don't know if we was running plays. I don't know what we were doing, but I was out there at 3 years old. I played other sports throughout my career growing up, played baseball, played football, but just as time went along, by the time I got to high school, I just decided to completely specialize with basketball. Growing up playing basketball as a kid was definitely a journey, and I would say it definitely made me who I am today. Just the life lessons that I learned through working out, through pushing your body to the limit, through being part of a team, all experiences that shaped me and helped me become who I am today. But of course, being young, I didn't see it that way. I just saw this as something that, I really enjoyed doing and wanted to continue doing in the future. When I was 10 years old, my family moved from our home in Maryland to the beautiful state of New York. And New York was where a lot of my family, my extended family, was from. And when we have moved back to New York State, that is where I began to build my relationship with my current business partner, who was my cousin. And of course, we didn't see it at the time. My cousin was real big into basketball. Honestly, he was probably more into basketball than me. And so that was all we cared about. Every day we would be with each other and all we thought about was basketball. We would literally wake up in the morning, go outside on a hoop, play basketball, come back inside, play NBA 2K, go to our AU tournament, maybe play like 3 games in a day, come back, play more NBA 2K, go to sleep and do it all over again. Basketball was literally who we were. And so little did we know that the experiences and the relationship that we were building at that time was going to lead to something way greater beyond our expectation. Fast forward a couple years to my 8th grade year, my family decided to move back from New York, back to Maryland. Going into high school, from leaving school, then going to practice, and then leaving practice, then going to my trainer, and then coming back home just to repeat the cycle again. Basketball really did consume my life. I had some D1, some D2 interests, but I felt like I had every single Division III school in the country calling my phone, hitting me up, sending me letters in the mail, wanting me to come to their school. And so it made me feel really good. And it really made me feel like basketball was what I was supposed to be doing. But God had other plans. The only thing that was on my mind was, where is the best school that I could go to play basketball? And so I had decided on a school out in Virginia. They were a nationally ranked Division III team. I went on my visit. The visit was amazing. The campus was beautiful. Everybody was cool. And so I told the coach that I was coming there. But my family and I really wanted to make sure that we were making the best decision possible. And so in Division III, you can't really sign papers that legally bind you to go into a certain school. So we still continue to visit other schools, see what else was out there. One day I get a call on the phone. It's the coach from the school that I was supposed to go to. And so I answer, I say, "Hey, what's up, coach? How you doing?" We're just chopping up on the phone for a bit. And then out of nowhere, he's like, "Hey, I was just on the phone with the coach from blah, blah, blah university. And he was telling me that you were just up there for a visit." Like I said, my family and I were still visiting schools to make the best decision for me. So I just kept it P with him. I was like, "Yeah, we went to the school, blah, blah, blah." I kid you not, I never experienced anything like this before in my life. The coach literally started screaming at me on the phone. He was sitting there yelling at me, talking about, "I can't believe you would do this to me. This is like being in a relationship and we're about to get married and you cheated on me the night before the wedding." Just straight going crazy on me. Eventually the coach said, that you're not the type of kid I want on my program doing stuff like this, and you no longer have a spot on my roster. And that was it. And so in the moment, I was heated, my emotions were flaring. I wanted to cuss this dude out so bad. But when I took a deep breath, I took a step back and realized that this could be all part of God's plan. Eventually, I ended up picking a school out in Chicago, which is where I currently attend. They had offered me a full ride academic scholarship, and I was going there to play basketball. So it was a dream come true. And so going into my freshman year, the only thing that was on my mind was basketball. Got a few minutes my freshman year, but nothing major. It was really just a bench warmer. My freshman year ended. I'm looking towards my sophomore season, ready to make things right, ready to get out there on the court and earn the minutes that I deserve. But then the world shut down. COVID-19 happened and everybody got sent home. And while I was sitting at home, not much to do, just lounging around. I wanted to be productive with my time. I wanted to do something with my life. But then I remembered, back when I was in high school, around 2017, when I was in 10th grade, I had a group of guys that I worked out with. It was two of my friends in Maryland, and it was my cousin from New York. And we had this group chat where we would always motivate each other to keep getting in the gym. We would send each other motivational videos, basketball videos, stuff to help us on our game. And one thing that we would always say to each other is say less. We didn't need to tell people how good we were. We didn't need to tell people that we were in the gym. We were just going to say less and do more. We were just going to work in silence and let our results do the talking for us. And so that was our mantra. That was a statement, a slogan that motivated and drove us every single day. And so we got some t-shirts made with the original Say Less logo on them just for the four of us. But we didn't really think anything much of it. And we thought one day it would be cool to eventually turn to a clothing brand. We were so focused on basketball back then that it didn't even matter. But now that we're sitting at home with nothing else to do, I just hit up my cousin one day. I said, yo, remember them Say Less shirts that we used to have back in the day? Why don't we turn into a brand? We don't got nothing else to do. And he said, say less. And from that moment there is the day that my life changed. And even on that day, even in the moment, I didn't expect it to be anything major. I just thought it was going to be something cool. We would put up online, get a couple followers, get a couple orders here and there, but really just be like a side hustle. But God had other plans. We launched our website store on March 28th, 2020. And from day one, the amount of support, the amount of love that people were showing towards the brand, we were really saying how powerful the brand was and how powerful that one word was. We really knew that we had something when one day we saw that somebody had made a fake page about our brand. We'd only been out for like a week, and one of my cousin's friends had made a fake page. Our brand was called Say Less Lifestyle, and they made a page called Say More Lifestyle and photoshopped our shirts that said Say More on them. And so we knew from that day, yo, if we're getting haters already, and we've been doing this for a week, then we know we got something big here. And so we just kept going. We just kept pushing. We did everything that it took to grow the brand. We saw how the brand was motivating people, and we knew that it was bigger than us. We knew that it was bigger than us trying to make a couple dollars off of selling t-shirts. We saw the potential that this brand had to impact millions of people's lives. And so that's what motivated us every single day. Our slogan was motivating people to do more and say less. And so that was our purpose right there. We were going to motivate as many people as possible to live the Say Less lifestyle. Before this, we had no business experience. None of us had ever run a business before, let alone a clothing brand. But we had that purpose. We had that desire. We had that reason why that was bigger than us. And that's what motivated us to do everything we needed to do to grow the brand. And honestly, the biggest thing that we did to grow the brand was grow ourselves. Personal development, spiritual development, reading books like the Bible, books like Think and Grow Rich, books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, growing our minds. If you want to scale a brand, you first have to scale your mind. And so a lot of the time starting out day in, day out was not even necessarily focusing on growing the brand, but it was growing ourselves, building the money mindset, building the success mindset, becoming better human beings. Money is the reward for service rendered, and you are rewarded in direct proportion to the amount of value that you provide. So if you want more, you have to become more. And so that's what we did. Every day, we were growing our minds to the level that we wanted to achieve. And within the span of a year, we saw the immense progression from the people that we were at the beginning of 2020 during the pandemic to a year later when we started hitting our stride with the brand. And as we got better, our brand got better. We got more on point with our branding. We deepened our meaning and purpose behind the brand. We started making more connections. We went from selling shirts out of our trunk to eventually we started traveling to cities like New York, Chicago, having pop-up shops, promoting the brand. We were getting NFL players, rappers in our merch. We started a TikTok page where once again, we were promoting this brand message to motivate and inspire people to do more and say less. We went from 2,000 followers to 10K in one night and grew to over 300K followers in less than a couple months. In February of 2022, we got our first retail location at a kiosk in our local mall in Buffalo, New York. And it was during that time that we really hit our stride online. We learned how to do paid advertising and we took full advantage of it. We started doing our first 10K month, 20K month, 30K month, 40K month, 50K month. Just recently in September of this past year, we opened up our first full retail location inside of the Fashion Outlets Mall in Niagara Falls, New York. All of this coming from somebody who only cared about basketball and just wanted to make it in basketball. It really shows that God's plans are greater than what we expect. And so in the process of running this brand, growing this brand, two of the biggest things that I learned: one, purpose over profit. You have to know your reason why, and you have to be dedicated to that reason why. It's got to be bigger than you. It's got to be bigger than just you getting to a bag. It's got to be about impact over income. When you figure out how you're going to impact people through your life, whether it's through business, whether it may be through sports, whether it's through entertainment, whatever it may be, that's when you will find fulfillment in your life. And that's when the money's going to come. Second biggest thing I learned is the law of mental transformation. You can only be successful to the degree of which you have transformed your mind. We are rewarded in this life in direct proportion to the amount of value that we provide. So if you want more in this life, you have to become more. Read the books, listen to the podcast, watch the YouTube videos, connect with that mentor. Do what it takes to grow yourself, to grow your mind. If you want to scale your brand, you have to scale your mind. And so just thinking of the person that I was before starting this brand while I was playing basketball, I thought I was a good person, and I was a good person. You know, I was a good kid. You know, I was focused on school, focused on basketball. I was doing things that are positive, but I didn't really know my purpose. But as soon as I discovered my purpose, that's when things took off. And discovering your purpose only comes from quiet time with God and with yourself. During that time in quarantine in 2020, I would literally sit for hours, just sitting in a chair just like this, looking at the sky, looking at the stars, just sitting outside. And I'll be like, God, what do you want to show me? What do you want to do through me? What is my purpose in this life? And he revealed it to me, and I'm walking in it right now. So take that quiet time, take that time of solitude, just discover what you want to do in this life, how you want to impact people. And once you discover that and begin to walk in it, your life is going to change dramatically for the better. Don't be so stuck in your old way of doing things, in your comfort zone that you are right now, that you aren't willing to grow into what God has for you. So this journey of going from only caring about basketball to now running this brand and impacting people across the world has been so crazy. I couldn't have imagined it in a million years. If you would have told me back in high school that I was going to start a clothing brand and have a store in a mall at age 21 and do all these crazy things, I would have looked at you like you were an idiot. Like, there's no way I could have comprehended this. So just know that your life can change very quickly. So just be ready. You never know when it's coming. But when you're ready, when you grow yourself to that level, mentally, physically, spiritually, it'll come to you. Don't chase success. Success is not something you pursue. Success is something that you become. Become a person of value that attracts success to you. So that being said, thank y'all for tuning into this video. If y'all enjoyed this story, be sure to leave a like. Be sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications for more content like this. Be sure to join my Telegram, dropping daily voice messages, video messages, just giving y'all a straight motivation, gems, whether it's on entrepreneurship, running a clothing brand, spiritual development, personal development, just giving y'all gems, just giving y'all heat. So be sure to tap in with that Telegram. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Thank y'all so much. I hope I was able to motivate just one person through the story and let you know that when you discover your purpose, when you put God first, everything else will follow. So once again, I appreciate y'all. Be sure to subscribe for more videos. Hey, I'm out of here.